Hey, so greetings and salutations everybody. My name is Axe and it is Friday. And we all know what that means. That's right, it's time for another episode of Team Fortress Friday. The show where every Friday I play TF2 and I take topics suggested by the community. And I talk about them. And yeah, that's what I do. Talk about, give my opinions, whatnot. Yeah, it's all good. Anyways guys, what you're seeing here is a heavy / demo man. I believe near the very end I do switch to demo man. Gameplay payload. What am I saying? Barnyard Blitz. And this was my first game back. I mean, I'm still playing Black Ops 2, like no tomorrow. Love that game. I'm loving it. I can say this honestly. I've enjoyed the release of Black Ops 2 more than I did Modern Warfare 3. But enough about that, enough to back to the game. So this is my first game back, and I guess I'll get right to the topic. So this TFF shout goes to Jimmy Chappell, who says, here's a suggestion for TFF. For a TFF, I guess. God, I'm so bad at this. I haven't been playing a lot of older games recently. I've been noticing how some have aged much more gracefully than others, both graphically and gameplay wise. Take for example the technical limitations that you could have hitting enemies, or that you could hit enemies standing on cliffs in the original Doom without having to look up at them. What games, I guess, that you either grew up with or have memory of have aged the best or the worst? What do you think contributes to games aging well? Well, this is a good topic. It's more in depth, and I think that the biggest thing comes down to either the gameplay or the graphics. And I don't even think the graphics much. I think it's the gameplay, and I'll make this argument. So let's go 10 years back. Two games that were kind of big in their own fields: Morrowind and Battlefield 1942, which I just did a video of. And in those, graphics are not the best. Granted, they're not bad. They're not like, you know, very, very old Doom style graphics, which even, you know what I mean? But it's the gameplay that I think blew people away. Whereas, like, Battlefield 1942 has created this everlasting community. You know what I mean? Like, people are still playing it. People are still into it because it's very fun. You know what I mean? The graphics, though not as pretty, don't limitate the game. You know what I mean? It's just an appearance. And so with that, I think that's kind of what got it to that classical trademark, so to speak. And because of that, I think that kind of defines its longer, classic, you know, vintage feel, I guess, if you want to put it that way. It's gonna be more fun to play just because of the huge response that was with it. Whereas, like, nobody picks up, I don't know, some really, really old, never heard of game, even if it had the, you know, great graphics and you know, whatnot for its time. If it's not fun, and if it's not entertaining, and if it's not, you know, I guess meaningful to the people playing it, that's not that great. Morrowind here was a game where I kind of was turned away by, like, you know, once you kind of played Oblivion and Skyrim, I kind of felt like the system of playing would be outdated. I've kind of like turned that around, I guess. I haven't played it still, but I've looked at some videos and I was like, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought. But that's what I mean. Because I thought that the system was less. Not the graphics, not the gameplay, whatever. Well, the gameplay was actually really in-depth for its time, but because I thought that the system in which I was going to be playing with, you know, the leveling and the items, was going to be outdated and frustrating, I wasn't interested. So in my opinion, I think that is the biggest thing for aging games, is that, you know, I think that it's in the entertainment value and non-restrictive visuals. You know, I think it's non-restrictive graphics, because if the graphics are crappy, let's say, but they don't mess up the game, and you're having fun, then it's, you know, that game is going to appear to be less old because, you know, it might be more, I don't know, played or talked about. Whereas somebody can make the best game here, like let's say this day and age, someone makes the best game ever, best graphics. You see them in those like random like indie games. Some of these not even indie games, what I'm talking about, like, I don't know what I'm trying to think of. It's like very just, you know, weird games that like most people would not play or pick up, but they look graphically awesome, but they're just not as entertaining as the others. So I guess that's what I have to say, you know. With aging games, there are some games I know that are, you know, X amount of years old that I feel are way, like, were way older than others, but, yeah. So anyways, guys, if you have a topic for next week, please post in the comments below. Nothing political or religious, please. Anyways, guys, have an amazing Friday, have an amazing weekend, and I shall see you later.